Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scent Fragrance channel. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, a big welcome. And if you're a subscriber, a big thank you from my heart. So here at the Scent Fragrance channel, we like to review fragrances, learn about them, and share about our passion. Today is a chat video. It's a little bit different. We're going to get into where to buy fragrances. Now this is an overview video. If you would like more details and a review, even I could do a screencast or recording of my screen as I go through the details of each website. If there's one that stands out to you, I'd love to do that, so let me know. But let's jump into this. There's all kinds of different places to buy fragrances. The first one I have to mention is malls and supermarkets. Now, if you go to your mall, it's just the most convenient place that's probably nearest to you. You're going to be able to test all of the designer fragrances. You can get your hands on newer releases, get a good feel for all the fragrances that are out there that are popular. Now, if you ask nicely and you have a good reputation with the customer service, the people working there, they might make a little sample for you. In my experience, most recently, a lot of malls don't carry little fragrance samples for you. You really just have to say, this one smells really good. Could I get a sample of this fragrance? And they've been happy to oblige and very kind. So that's simply an amazing thing. And if you're near a supermarket, that's even more convenient. Yes, a lot of the fragrances there might be generic, might not be the most expensive or the most fancy, but you can get fragrances like Nautica Voyage, and if you're new to fragrances, that one is a real compliment getter. It's very affordable, and I really recommend it for perhaps your first fragrance, or if you just have, really want a mass appealing fragrance that smells really good for the money. So the mall and the supermarket are great for people just getting into fragrances, and if you're looking to smell the newest releases, that's just super convenient. The mall is a good place to go. So in the US, stores like that would be Macy's, and of course online, Sephora. So if you aren't near a mall, you can go and order from Sephora. Sometimes they have the higher end designer fragrances. Sometimes they have certain exclusives. I know that Tom Ford and some of their more entry level, if you could say that, are getting more accessible, like ombre leather. So Sephora is getting a little bit better of a selection, but again, the prices aren't the best. So if you came here for the best prices, getting the best deal possible, that's Discounters. This is websites like FragranceNet, FragranceX, and Notino. Now, FragranceNet is mostly serves, or maybe only serves, the people in the US, and they probably have the best price overall, and they often do have a really good selection. Now, their shipping is slow. I can get more into this in an individual review, but it's often going to be about 10 business days total before you get your fragrance with free shipping that you can pay for a little bit extra. Some people really don't like that. They've been reliable. You can trust FragranceNet. A lot of my collection, most of my fragrances come from them, and I do have links that I do try to link and help y'all to get good prices, from FragranceNet. So another one is FragranceX, and I think they ship to a lot more countries. They ship more internationally, definitely more than FragranceNet, and their prices aren't as good, and their selection is sometimes hard to know what they have in inventory and what they don't. Their website sometimes is a trouble. But FragranceX is a good source. They've been around. They're pretty reliable, and I think their shipping I've heard is pretty decent. Again, I just mess with FragranceNet most of the time. And Notino, they were revising their website. They were really popular, and then people started they didn't talk about them for a while because for about 4 to 6 months or so, their website was down. Now they're back in action. I believe they serve more of Europe, more internationally, and Notino, I hear, has really some of the best customer service and the best shipping, and their prices aren't as good as FragranceNet, but I hear that they have a pretty good selection. If you go to their website, it is pretty good, But I think FragranceNet, you know, when that time came that Notino was fixing their website, they really stepped up their game and just snagged a bunch of the market. But Notino is a good place to go if you're in Britain, any types of those European countries out there. So the next place to go to is boutiques. Now boutiques are, you know, small individual shops. Perhaps they're owned by a family, and they're more local. So you can just get on your Google Maps or whatever kind of GPS system you use and try to Google and find these places. Often they have amazing customer service. They're very friendly. They might even make you little custom decants, and you can, you know, have a wonderful time smelling all kinds of niche fragrances, really exploring the world of fragrance. And I just love boutiques for that kind of thing. And if you're around a major city, you can go to airports. Now, if you live, you know, around those major cities, those airports are usually duty-free, meaning they don't have taxes, and that can actually end up having you save a lot of money, as much as like 10%. So it's like getting a very expensive fragrance on sale. And of course, you can sample and try them all. You can, you know, try exclusive lines. Fragrances that are, you know, regional are very hard to get. Airports are, especially for big ones like Dubai and other major cities, are wonderful places to go get fragrances. I'd really encourage you, if you have access to that, or if you're ever traveling, to really, you know, take advantage of that situation. So the next one I wanted to mention, along with boutiques, there's sometimes online boutiques. There's a few of them. One of them is Twisted Lily, and I really recommend Twisted Lily. They've always given me amazing customer service. I am not paid by them in any way. They give complimentary samples, and sometimes they have 10 or 20% sales or gift cards from here and there. And I just like their brand overall. They do have more of a limited selection of niche fragrances, but the ones they have usually are more interesting. It's from smaller houses or houses that are, you know, just getting started. So it's wonderful to be able to see and get little samples, you know, of exclusive fragrances or fragrances nobody else has heard before. I do really like that about them. And Twisted Lily, I think it's just an A+ kind of store. So the next one is Lucky Scent, and Lucky Scent has the widest selection. They have the most fragrances, no doubt about it. Can't recommend Lucky Scent enough if you're international and you know what you want. And they do have samples as well, but the samples aren't as cheap as Twisted Lily. But Lucky Scent just has a massive selection, and it's fun to dive deep and get in there and find all of these expensive, interesting fragrances, and you know, plan out, you know, getting samples, those kinds of things if you're a frag head. So take advantage of that if that's the kind of thing you're interested in. Their shipping is decent, and they're a good company. They're a leader in the market for sure. So the next one we got to talk about is samples and decants. Now, a lot of people do like to just have decants. I didn't know about this for a while, but you know, the logic is sound. If you're willing to pay a little bit more per sample, you know, 10 mils or 5 mils, you can have that with you in your pocket. You can reapply all the time, and it's just super convenient, and you don't have to worry about never using a full-size bottle. Some of us, you know, if we get a large collection beyond 20 bottles, maybe 30 bottles, and we have large 3.4 ounce bottles, there might be the risk that we never wear them. And some of us fragrance lovers have a lot more fragrances than that. So little decants are wonderful to, you know, have all kinds of variety, save money, kind of overall. Even though you're paying a little bit more for the price per mil, you're getting your money's worth, because you might not wear that fragrance all the time. Now, this is wonderful for niche fragrances, because a lot of niche fragrances are best for certain situations, certain seasons, those kinds of things. You probably don't want a full-size bottle of that unless you absolutely love it. So, but the next one, we did want to mention some of the companies or some of the websites. There's myfragrancesamples.com. A lot of us know about them. They're wonderful. They really are. And their prices are pretty fair. They do have a fairly decent collection. Their website is really clean. So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, My Fragrance Samples is definitely a good place to go to. The Perfume Court is a decent place to go to. Their prices are better than some for samples, but often, you know, my dad got some and they were a tiny bit leaky, so that might be a risk with them. I hope they've improved. Perfume Court in the past was recommended by a lot of reviewers, so just be aware of that. I think they're more international, so that might be a good one for you guys who are, you know, outside of the US. And the other one is Beauty Encounter, and I really don't have experience with them. They could be another good source for you if you're international and just looking for those kinds of things. Now lastly, I did want to mention it's kind of an online boutique like Twisted Lily, but it's called Beverly Hills Perfumery. Now if you're looking for the most luxurious and the most expensive, and you're looking for the best customer service, you know, look no further than Beverly Hills Perfumes. I think they do serve mostly the US. I think they are willing to perhaps work with people in Canada, customers, but I'm not sure if they're international yet. But no doubt about it, if you want the best of the best, or, you know, really high luxury niche like Roja Parfums and Royal Crown and just amazing fragrances out there, and you got the money, they will do a fantastic job for you. And if they don't have what you're looking for, I've heard that you can call them and they'll help you get what you want, and they'll work with you. So I hope to be able to do that soon in the future if I do well enough. My channel's growing and I'm very happy about that. But let me know what you thought about this list, if this was helpful at all. I would like to go into an individual list and review some of these companies or some of these websites for each of you, if that's something you would be interested in. So no doubt about it, there's some good places to go to. FragranceNet is wonderful, but of course if you want to pay retail, if that gives you the reassurance and you don't like the risk, you can go to the mall. There's no shame in that. If you want to pay full retail, or if you want to feel like you're really supporting the brand, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a lot of us are cheapskates, and we like to get more for our money. And some of these websites are amazing for us if we live outside of big cities, and that kind of variety just isn't going to be easy to get our hands on unless we really traveled somewhere. So let me know if this video was helpful. If you stuck around to the end, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, even share the video. I really appreciate all of you for your support, how much this channel is growing, and a big thank you from the bottom of my heart. And don't forget to wear what you love. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.